West, 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 West. This the West, 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 the West Coast. This the West, 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 the West, West. This the West, 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 the West Coast.
We back, West Coast Mindset, episode 5. And I want to wish you guys a happy Easter. Have a great time with the friends and family. Be safe. Enjoy yourselves. It's one of my favorite holidays of the year, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. And I have a special treat for you guys this week. I have my first interview with my buddy and former classmate Aaron Williams. Talked all things playoff basketball, and it was great. So let's get to it right now. Aaron Williams and me, playoff hoops. Let's get it. All right, so I got my guy Aaron here, and we're recording this on a Saturday, literally an hour before the first game starts. So Aaron, let's talk some ball here. All right, so
let's do it.
So let's break down the first series that I think really has my attention. So let's do the Warriors and the Rockets. The Warriors, they were expected to be a top 6 seed with the way they've been playing lately, but they struggled down the stretch the last couple weeks, and they had to go in the play-in, and they were barely able to beat the Grizzlies, and they're kind of limping in. Jimmy Butler kind of had a leg injury, and he did ball out last game, but you don't know how it's gonna react to going forward. And yeah, we'll see. Grizzlies Rockets. Who you got in the series? Sorry, Warriors Rockets.
And for the Warriors Rockets, I'll be completely honest with you. I don't know if I would use barely beat the Grizzlies in that play-in game. I mean, if I remember correctly, I think they were up I want to say they were up by 15 or something like that. Well, the last time I was looking at it, and Steph Curry did his thing. But I think overall, I do believe that the Warriors should come out to win this series. I expected them I had them in the top 6, not even in the play-in. Before the play-in started, they had a couple dips there, but I mean they went on that hot streak. You eventually we're gonna see, maybe a bit of a hiccups in there, in their play a little bit, but it doesn't really have me too worried about them. I know that I believe the Rockets are currently they're the 2nd seed, correct?
Yes.
Rockets are 2nd seed, yeah. The Rockets are good. They're scrappy. Obviously with Dylan Brooks over there, they want to make the game ugly. They want to slow the Warriors down, but I think the Warriors are just going to turn this into a track. I mean, Steph Curry again is just playing. He's just Steph. I mean, I don't really know what else to say about him, man. He has just been firing off all cylinders. Jimmy Butler's obviously brought a different energy to that team that, again, we haven't seen from them in a few years. And, Draymond holding it down. Everybody's just playing well. And the other guy that I was kind of sneaky that I've just been paying attention to and I didn't even know much about him just until maybe like a month ago. What's his name? Post. I think his last name's Post.
Yeah, Post. Yeah, the rookie big man. Yep.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Pretty good. Surprised me out of a few of these games here, but I think overall I do expect the Warriors to come out in this series and I believe if they win this, which then series that we'll talk about later on here between the Lakers and the Timberwolves, I do expect the Lakers to come out of that one. Spoiler, but yeah, I mean they'll eventually have to go up there and probably play LA.
Yeah, to me, I've really been thinking about this hard the last couple of days. Like, I get the Warriors experience, but just the way they've been struggling the last couple of games, like they lost that final regular season game to the Clippers at home, and Steph Curry didn't even take the last shot. Buddy Hield took the last shot, and he was balling. And so I don't understand what Steve Kerr was doing. And even then, they should have won that game. And then in the play-in against Memphis, they were up by 20 points, like you said. And if it wasn't for our John Morant sprained ankle when they cut it down to 2 points in the third quarter, the Grizzlies were going to win that game because they had all the momentum. And Ja couldn't be stopped. Steph Curry couldn't stop him. Moses Moody couldn't stop him. Jimmy Butler didn't guard him yet, but I'm pretty sure he could have cooked Jimmy Butler too.
Right.
And yeah, they barely won that game by what was it, 3 points? Yeah, by 3 points. So
yeah, I believe in overtime they lost by 5 there. Yeah.
Yeah, and no, it was down the stretch in the fourth quarter. It was a 3-point win down the stretch in the fourth quarter, But yeah, they were barely able to win that game, and I just don't like the way they've been playing the last couple of games. And this Rockets team, I love the way they're coached by Ime Udoka. They're a tough, scrappy team, like you said, and if you remember, Amin Thompson, he's a rising superstar in this league, an elite defender. And remember when they played Houston last game in the regular season,
Hmm.
he held Steph Curry just to 4 points, and I believe he missed about 12 shots, and yeah, like he shut down Steph Curry. So I think he has Steph Curry's number a little bit, and he has the length and the size and the speed to guard on the perimeter, and he's gonna become one of the elite perimeter defenders in the league. And I just love this Rockets, the way the Rockets play. Like Fred VanVleet, he's a veteran on the team. He's the leader of that whole starting lineup. And I get there's a lot of questions about their youth with Thompson and with Jalen Green and Alperen Şengün. But I just love the way they play. And Alperen Şengün should have had the advantage size wise against Draymond Green. And yeah, I get it. Draymond Green, he plays bigger than his size, but Şengün is a very skilled big man. He's a baby Jokic in my opinion. So I think he can. I think he has that kind of game, and I think he can dominate Draymond Green. So I was with you at first. I was like, yeah, Warriors experience, but I'm picking the Rockets now. I just don't like the way the Warriors have been playing, and I just love the way that the Rockets are playing and the way that their culture is. And their culture fits the playoffs, the grind mentality. They're gonna D you up, and yeah, I got the Rockets win this series. I got them in 6 games. 6 games.
Yeah, I don't disagree with what a lot of you said, but I do. I, we'll talk about your points. Yes, I do think the Warriors are limited in size. They're definitely one of the smaller teams.
Mm-hmm.
They'll they'll get hot. What's his name? Shangoon. I hate
Alperen
mispronouncing
Şengün,
people's name. Yeah, he's
baby Jokic.
yeah, baby Jokic. I mean, he's definitely going to give them some problems there. But I think overall, I think what's going to come down to is will the Rockets be able to slow the Warriors down? Will they not be able to allow the Warriors to turn this into an all-out track meet? Because that's what the Warriors want to do. They want to run the floor, get in transitions, get quick buckets, hit the transition three when Steph or Buddy Hield or Payton or whoever's open, and they've been really good at it. Um, will the Rockets be able to slow them down? Maybe a couple games, I believe. I mean, I think it'll be a close series overall. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if it goes to 7. But I think when it comes down to it, yes, did the Warriors have that little dip in the last few games? Yeah, they did. But there's a lot of teams that had dips and stuff like that. I mean, look at the Lakers, in that month or two when LeBron got hurt and
Oh
everything
Lord.
else, started unraveling.
Yeah.
They had the dip, but now, they look like they're firing all cylinders. So I will take and again, like you said, Ime Udoka has been doing fantastic over there. I mean, he's
Mm-hmm.
really molded that team to what they are now. But in the end, for me, I think that the Warriors' experience, along with just how fantastic Steph Curry has been playing, I think that I I say the Warriors will
How many games?
probably 7. They'll probably go all the way to 7.
7 games. So
Hmm.
they're gonna win it on the road in Houston. Okay, yeah, yeah. Anything can happen in game 7. That's good. Well, let me ask you
Yeah.
this. What about the Jonathan Kuminga factor? Him not playing the last couple of weeks. He's kind of been in the doghouse with Steve Kerr, and you think he'll play the series, or you think he's gonna stay in the doghouse and he's not gonna play again?
I feel like
Because
they'll have to, man. I mean, they'll need his size. They'll need his size. They'll need his length. They'll need, what, he'll get you, a few crucial buckets at times. He'll get you 10, I believe, right there. That'll be 10 big points. I mean, you never know when that can come. So I think that Kerr will need him at some point. It may not be game one. You may not see him game one, but I think eventually he's gonna have to put him in there because they're gonna need all the help that they can. Especially guarding people like you said. Fred VanVleet being the veteran, and and don't forget about Kaminga's. Again, solid defense and things like that. So,
yeah,
it's gonna become back. It's gonna become a factor having to alter shots and things like that. They'll need that help. So I think eventually you'll see it.
yeah. At some point, Steve Kerr has to get him off the bench because, like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if Kuminga called him out or if he's lazy in practice or something. But yeah, I saw a report earlier that he's expecting not to come back next season, and it looks like they're gonna
Mm.
part ways. So yeah, it's something's going on with him and Steve Kerr. So yeah, but let me tell you this. Do you think for the Warriors to get a win on the road, do you think they should they have the best chance to win game one or win game two being down 0-1? Because of course the Rockets are a young team like we've been saying, and the jitters might get to them in game one, and it's going to be a whole different experience. It's a whole different experience in the playoffs, and you think the Warriors are going to steal game one tomorrow?
I don't. I think the Rockets will probably come out energized. When's the last time the Rockets have really been relevant like that? So I mean,
Since James Harden's,
yeah, it's gonna be a great environment, great experience. The crowd's gonna be electric. I don't think the Warriors will win game one, but I do think that they will regroup game two and find a way to be able to play the brand of basketball that they want to play. So if I had to pick a game for them to win between 1 and 2, I would say game 2.
Yeah, I think for the Warriors to take it back to Golden State 1-1, I think they have to win game one, because if they lose game one, it's only going to give the Rockets more and more confidence. And for a young team, once they get a win under their belt and they get confidence, and with the way they can run the floor and all that, and the way they D up, it's going to just give them more and more confidence. And if the Warriors are down 0-2, I think this Rockets team can go on the road and get a win over there too. So I think so it's crucial for the Warriors to get a win on the road these first 2 games of the series.
But how well do you think the Rockets will be if they get hit in the mouth by the Warriors? How well do you think that they'll be able to come back from adversity?
It's gonna be an adjustment, but Ime Udoka is not gonna be a nice guy about it. He's gonna get in their face and be like, "Hey, guys, like you got to regroup here, because this team is a veteran team, and they know how to battle, and you have to be ready to battle." And I think he has the moxie to get in their face and tell them what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a good series. It's gonna be a good series. So we disagree on this. So, yeah. So I got the Rockets. So you got the Warriors. Want to put a little wager on
it? Oh, we can, man. Maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll do it off camera.
All right.
Yeah, baby.
We'll see. All right. Well, let's move on to the game that's actually gonna start in an hour. Bucks Pacers. All right. So the Bucks, they were 3-1 against the Pacers in the regular season, but Damian Lillard, unfortunately, he's
not playing, right?
Yeah, he had a blood clot, and it kept him out for the last month of the season, and apparently he will come back maybe around game 3. It depends on his rehab and the timetable for him to come back. So there's a possibility he may make a return in the middle of the series. And the Pacers, they of course knocked the Bucks out of the playoffs last year. So who do you have in this series, depending on when Damian Lillard comes back?
My gut tells me to go with Milwaukee. My gut tells me to go with them, but I want to say I want to say Milwaukee. I want to say Milwaukee will find a way to get back in this series. I mean, yes, you have Giannis. They don't have Chris Middleton anymore, but Kuzma's been playing all right. He's been playing okay. I mean, I think that they have enough to hold it down until Damian Lillard gets back. But I mean, then again, the Pacers are. I mean, Tyrese Halliburton is just so hot and cold, man. That's really just the factor for me of where we see games where Halliburton is hitting everything, and then we see where he's not hitting anything at all. I mean, and so, but they do have some solid players on the team. I love Miles Turner. Love the way that love the way he controls down low, the way he's able to play down the post, the way he's able to get shots, can also step out and hit the three. So don't forget about that either. But in the end, I do think once Dame Dollar does come back, I think that the Milwaukee Bucks will be able to take this in advance. I would say this could be another 7-game series. I'm being completely honest with you. This could be another 7-game series, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks could steal game 1 tonight somehow and finish it in 6.
Yeah, that's some good points there. Yeah, Giannis has been balling lately because he's basically playing point forward now. He's basically been the point guard, and he's been dominating the last couple of weeks. So there's that. But I think he has to put the team on his shoulders again this series because the Pacers are a very fast offense, and they put up points in a hurry. And they're not a great defensive team. Although Miles Turner, he can block shots, and I believe he led the league in blocks this year because Wemby got hurt, so he passed.
I think so. Yeah.
So, but still, like Siakam, he's a smaller guy. He's a smaller power forward, and I don't think he can handle Giannis. So it's really going to be on Miles Turner to stop Giannis. But I think the Pacers are going to win this series because they're very good at home. They have home court advantage to start, and Tyrese Halliburton, to your point, he could be hot and cold, but when he's hot, he is a monster. He's already an elite passer, but when he's hitting the shots and he's hitting you with that step back funky jump shot
Mm-hmm.
and he's nailing it, he's money. And I just love the pieces on this team with Siakam and Miles Turner, like you said. I like Benedict Mathurin being a great scorer off the bench, and
Mm-hmm.
I like those pieces they have there, and they're a good perimeter defense. But yeah, of course, Giannis is a big man, so he's not dominating the paint. So when Dame does come back, I think they're gonna be able to contain him a little bit, and he's gonna be rusty no matter what because Dame hasn't played in a month, and he's Damian Lillard. He's an amazing shooter no matter what, but he still needs to get some reps in, and I think he's gonna struggle a little bit when he comes back. So and they have enough perimeter defense to make him work for it, and he's gonna be missing shots to begin it. So I think it's gonna be a grind out series, like you said, and I got the Pacers in six. Pacers in six.
Pacers in 6.
Mm-hmm.
I just it's like you said, Halliburton. Is he going to be? I mean, he could come out and just light the world on fire here in game one. He could, or he could come out and just drop an egg and hit 2 points and have like 9 assists, or something like that. I mean, yeah, obviously they're going to need more than just Turner and Siakam points
Oh yeah,
to stop because they're not stopping Giannis. I mean, Giannis is going to get what he wants. You can try to contain him as much as he can. Giannis will have those spurts where he misses a couple buckets, but who on there realistically is going to be able to stop Giannis from getting in the paint? If he's not scoring on there, then you're going to have to foul him. Then you're going to have Siakam in foul trouble. Then you have Turner on foul trouble. I mean, it's going to come down to that. But uh, in my opinion, I think that they can do enough to hold Milwaukee. I mean, I see a 1-1 split, game 1 and 2. Get to game 3. Hopefully, Dame comes back by game 3. I don't see much of a rust because I mean it's Damian Lillard. He's a veteran. He's been doing this for years. I mean he'll be fine once he comes back. It's just a matter of how good he's feeling, and then like any good shooter, once he sees the first one go in, then he's gonna be able to hit the next one after that. So I mean
shooter
I think
shoot.
that I think they'll be able to. I see a 1-1 split between games 1 and 2, and then I could see Milwaukee taking both games at home. But we'll definitely see. I still think in my gut I see it going 7 series. I don't want to discredit Indiana too much because they are a good team. They have a lot of depth. Like I said, they do a good job of their perimeter defense. But I don't know if they'll have enough to contain Giannis the way that they want to make so that he doesn't take over the game.
Well, let me ask you this: the coaching factor. Our good old friend Darvin Ham is on that bench, and Doc Rivers. And Doc Rivers, he knows how to blow a good 3-1 lead. So what about so what about the coaching advantage? And we know Rick Carlisle is a great coach. He's a championship winning coach. Although he's only
Oh, of
won one.
course.
He's only won one, but he's a veteran coach, and I think he has the advantage there against Doc Rivers. And yeah, do you think that'll really be an issue for the Bucks?
No, I don't because I think that the players, he had Rivers has inherited a good squad. Obviously, like I said, he has Giannis, which is one of probably the top five players in the NBA. And I think that they have a good enough overall team to again hold off Indiana until not if they go down 0-2, then they'll be in trouble. I will say that
Yep.
I don't anticipate them to go down 0-2. They're going to get one of these 2 games, in my opinion. But if they go down 0-2, then they're going to be in trouble because then um, you're looking at it, Indiana having all this momentum, and then they'll just need to get one on your home court to make it 3, and then they could finish that in 5. I don't anticipate that happening. I think Doc Rivers will have them ready and has a squad that, again, they're yeah, Giannis is a champion. Damian's not a champion yet, but I mean he can come close with the squad. I think that the coaching staff for Indiana will have, or excuse me, for Milwaukee will have them ready enough to take a split in the first two games. Eventually, probably get to 7 and win it on the road in Indiana.
Yeah, it's gonna be a grind. It's gonna be a dogfight for sure. This is my second favorite series. That I'm looking forward to
It'll be
watching.
good.
Yeah, it'll be a good series.
I just love watching Giannis, honestly.
Me too. He's a beast. He's gonna be one of the greats after he calls it a career, man. Well, let's move on to my favorite series that I'm looking forward to watching. We got the Nuggets and the Clippers. Of course the Nuggets. They're the fourth seed, but they're going through a little bit of turmoil. Well, a lot of turmoil actually, because they fired their head coach Mike Malone. They fired the GM Calvin Booth, and they were able to regroup the last 3 games of the season after struggling for a while. Jamal Murray, he was hurt for a while with his hamstring, and all of a sudden Mike Malone got canned, and then he came back, and now he's good to go apparently. So he's back, and so there's something going on over there. We don't know. Well, we know like they said it was a toxic environment because Mike Malone and the Calvin Booth didn't get along, and the front office didn't like what Mike Malone was doing, playing Westbrook more than the young players and all that, and that was an issue. So that's gone. So we'll see if the Nuggets can regroup from that. And the Clippers, they've been one of the hottest teams after the All-Star break. Kawhi Leonard, we know he gets hurt at the worst time, but so far so good for him. He's playing, and he's been balling. James Harden, we know he has a history of disappearing in the playoffs, but him and Kawhi are playing very well as a duo right now. And yeah, who do you got in the series? Clippers, Nuggets.
I'm going to say Denver, but it's not. I don't know what's going on with Denver's organization. I'm just going to say Denver just because I don't see them getting first rounded by the LA Clippers. I think overall they're the better team. They have the best player in the NBA, in my opinion, in Jokic right now.
No question.
I I don't know what's going on in the front office over there. It's very. I mean, I guess like you said, somebody somewhere was not being.
There's a rat somewhere in there.
Yeah, yeah, and for me, the timing of the firing was just was the craziest thing. I mean, you're gonna fire him. Well, what was it? I want to say it was like a week before the playoffs are getting ready to start.
Yeah,
I mean that's it's. I mean, again, this is the man that just got you an NBA championship like less than 2 years ago with the same squad, basically the same squad. I mean, so, but overall, just to get to the series itself, I do think that Denver will come out and win this one. Yeah, James and Zubats and all those boys over there. Yeah, they're solid, but I can't see them. I can't see them getting 4 games against this Denver Nuggets team at this point. Right now, I think Jokic is still going to get you, 20, 10, and 10 probably. Jamal Murray's back from his injury.
Injury.
Injury. But I just think they got a lot of weapons over there in Denver. Aside from the front office issues, when you just look at the team, I think that they match up better against the Clippers. I don't see the way that they stop Jokic. I don't think Zubats will be able to contain Jokic enough to get to where that they want to go. I have Denver in 6.
In 6. All right, I got 6 too, but we disagree again. I got the Clippers in this series. we're just winning a lot. I love it. It's good debate. Well, yeah. So I got the Clippers. Like I said, Kawhi Leonard. He looks he's not going to be the 2-way player he once was. He's still a solid defender. He's not the elite defender he once was, but offensively, he looks back to what he was in Toronto. He is scoring at will. He's been averaging 30 last couple of weeks, and he's been playing very well. James Harden, he's the X factor here. He scares me because he can score you 40 points one game in the playoffs, and the next game he can give you 12 and miss like 20 shots. So it's
the same thing with Halliburton. I mean, he'll come to you and he'll drop 40 or he'll drop 4 and you'll wonder where the hell he is. I mean, I just don't know.
Exactly. So he's the X factor to me. So James Harden is the X factor to me. So he has to show up. And Ivica Zubac, I don't know if you've been watching him. He's been playing very well. He's having his best year of his career, and he's really been good offensively inside. And I think he has enough girth and enough oomph. He's not going to stop Jokic. The Joker is unstoppable. He's not going to stop Jokic, but I think he'll do enough to make him work because now
Hmm.
he's an offensive weapon now. So I think he's gonna make Jokic work on the defensive end, and he'll do enough defensively to make him work a little bit there. So yeah, I think Zubac is gonna give him a bit of an issue, and Jamal Murray. I get it. He's great, but and he hits some big shots against the Lakers. He breaks the Lakers' hearts every year, and it drives me nuts. But
Tell me about it.
but but overall, last year, if you look at his resume last year in the playoffs, his numbers, he really didn't shoot the ball that well. And yes, he hit those two amazing shots, but other than that, he didn't shoot the ball that well. And I think the Clippers have a good enough perimeter defense to give him problems. Kawhi will probably get him a couple of times. Norman Powell will probably get him a couple of times. And Chris Dunn, if I don't know if you're watching Chris Dunn, but he should be on the defensive first or second team. He's been really good as a perimeter defender, so I think he's going to be the main guy to get Jamal Murray. And yeah, I really like the way the Clippers are playing. Ty Lue is a great coach, of course, and another coaching advantage there because who's the coach for Denver?
It is
Rick Edelman's son, David Edelman. Is it David Edelman?
yeah.
Yeah, David.
Yep.
Yeah, David Edelman. He's only been coaching as a head coach for a week, and you're facing an experienced championship-winning head coach in Ty Lue. So he has the coaching advantage there. So and Ty Lue was one of the best coaches in the league at making in-game adjustments, and I think he's going to throw curveballs at Edelman, and we'll see how Edelman reacts from it. So
Hmm.
so I got the Clippers in 6, and I think the Clippers to get a win in the first 2 games, they have to get game 1. So tomorrow it's crucial. Is it tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow.
Yep.
It's crucial that
No,
they.
it's tonight.
Oh, it's not,
I
oh,
think
tonight.
I believe it's tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tonight. Okay, so tonight they have to get a
3:30.
win. Yeah, so tonight they have to get a win in Denver because you know that Denver crowd is once they start feeling good about their team, and the altitude, it really puts a lot on you. So the
Hmm.
Clippers have to get a win tonight, and I believe they will. And yeah, I got the Clippers getting a split there, and I think they'll be good at home, and they're gonna win this game or win this series in 6.
All right. All right. Well, like you said, Kawhi has been playing well. I mean, I've kind of been over the last couple of years. I've kind of just been
I agree with you.
off Kawhi, just
he's been NBA dead for years because
oh man,
we
I
don't know when
mean,
he's gonna play.
exactly.
He's Kawhi's
So,
he's Kawhi's Sose. We don't know what's gonna happen with him. So it's like yeah.
so my thing is, is he gonna continue this great play into the playoffs? I hope, and if he does, I would be wrong here. Then the Clippers may come out and win this, but I just think right now, even with the turmoil that's going on in the front office, I think that the Nuggets will just be a bit too much for the Clippers to overcome right now. Like you said, also you brought up a good point with Jamal Murray. He hasn't been playing well, particularly in the playoffs. Uh, last year leading up to this year and things like that. But I do think that he should be able to come alive here in this series. Again with the pieces that they have over there, Aaron Gordon, Westbrook over there playing against his former team, playing against his former teammate James Harden should be interesting with that one as well. But overall, I still think the Nuggets will take it in 6.
Well, let me say this: are you worried about the Nuggets' lack of a bench? Because other than Westbrook, Westbrook's history in the playoffs, he doesn't show up. And besides that, they don't have a lot of depth on that bench. Are you worried about that?
Um, well, yes and no. Jokic and Murray they've been seeming to play the whole game. I mean, I don't think that'll be any different, or at least they'll play 45, 46 minutes if they need to. They've done that in the past. But the one thing about Westbrook that you've never questioned with him is his effort and his energy, and that's
Oh yeah,
that's a great thing that he brings off the bench to get not just the bench but the starters also re-energized as well when he comes on. That's the one thing I've always loved about Westbrook, even in older Westbrook now. I mean, I forgot how old he is, but I know he's plus 35, I believe.
yeah.
I
He's
want to
got to be
say
like he's
he's
got to be like 34, 35 around there.
yeah, somewhere around there. Still, one of the most energetic guys that you'll see running up and down the court, chasing 50-50 balls, all that stuff. So, love to see that from him. Yeah, I don't think it'd be too much of a problem. I think they'll be able to handle it well.
But yeah, it's gonna be a great series, and look forward to watching it. Well, let's move on to another series that I feel like it's going to be some old school vibes. We got the Knicks and the Detroit Pistons, and the Pistons they gave it to the Knicks in the regular season. Went 3-1 against them,
Mhm.
and yeah, who do you got in the series? The new bad boy Pistons against the New York Knicks. Who you got?
This Pistons team is fun, man. I mean, it's just cool to see the Pistons playing well. I mean,
The vibe is cool. I know. Yeah,
what was it? The past couple years, they've had a combined what? I think it's been. I don't even. I want to say they've gotten less than 30 wins or 40
yeah,
wins or
yeah,
something like that the
yeah.
past 2 years or something
Yeah,
like that.
they won 16 games last year. Yeah, 16.
It's craziness. Um, they're young and energetic. They're young and energetic. They have been giving it to them in the play in or excuse me in the regular season this year. But I would assume, and I hope because I mean I'm like a tiny bit of a Knicks supporter. I don't know why I like the Knicks. I like love watching the Knicks, hearing Mike Bream on the cast, seeing Spike Lee in the crowd and all the guys and stuff like that. It's just fun to watch them. I got the Knicks in six. Um, the Pistons, they'll come out energetic. They'll probably. I mean, you never know. I mean, they may steal one game one and surprise the Knicks, and then that's gonna have to revamp the Knicks for them to wake up and get it going. I don't see them. I don't see them getting first round. They better not get first round. I'll tell you that. I mean, if we'll probably see Stephen A. Smith probably burn down Madison Square Garden if the Knicks get first rounded. Okay, but I I I think overall, I mean, the the Knicks they've struggled, and particularly they've struggled against the top
The
teams.
top three in the East.
Yeah, they struggle against the top teams. Now, once they get there, we'll have a different conversation. But against the Pistons, they should come out. I see them coming out winning game one relatively uh, handily. I'd say at least by 10, 15 points. Is Brunson is back, correct? Brunson's back?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Brunson's back. And Cat, obviously, Cat he's just a walking double double. May even get you a triple double if he's having a really good night. You never know. We'll see. But I think overall, I think the Knicks should be able to come out and win this series. I have them in six, and I have them winning game one tonight.
Well, guess what? Detroit
Oh
basketball. I
my
got I
goodness.
got the Pistons, man. I like this team. Kate Cunningham, he's becoming a superstar. I love the way that JB Bickerstaff, who's my coach of the year, by the way, JB Bickerstaff is a has changed the culture there, and I love the vibe of the way they play defense, and they're just a gritty team, and yeah, I like this the Pistons, but and I gotta say, I have not bought into the Knicks at all this season since the beginning of the season. I get it; they're more better offensively, and they have more star power with Cat and Brunson, but and you brought up Stephen A. Smith. He said it many times. They just lost something mentally. They lost like that grit when they lost Steven Chenzo,
Mm-hmm.
and they lost a lot of and they lost Hartenstein, a lot of those
Mm-hmm.
grinders last year that really helped them get pretty far in the playoffs. And yeah, like and their two best scorers are their worst defenders, and Jalen Brunson and Cat. So it's so that was a double downer. So they got better offensively, but they got worse defensively.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like I said, they're not the same gritty team, and there's also some head coaching drama there too with Thibodeau. Remember, Mikal Bridges called him out for playing the starters too much, and
Yep.
and Thibodeau too still didn't and Thibodeau didn't care. He still played the starters and grinded them out the whole season, and they're gonna have some tired legs. And against a physical team like this and the Pistons, I think it's gonna bite them in the butt a little bit. So I got the Pistons in six, and yeah, it's gonna be a grind out series. And yeah, like I said
Six.
in six, in six,
Wow.
in six, I think they're gonna get a win in New York. I can't predict which one, but they're gonna get a win in New York somehow. Yeah, it sounds crazy, but yeah, I'm all on the Pistons. I'm all on them. And like I said in the intro, this Pistons teams they brought back the bad boy mentality. This is the new bad boys. Like they're cool and I'm riding with them. So yeah, give me the Pistons in six.
let me tell you something right now. If the Knicks lose, if they get first rounded by the Detroit Pistons, I will be so far off the New York basketball man. Like this would be, I'm telling you right now, they would be. This would be one of. No, I'm just gonna say it. This would be
Say it.
a just a tragic upset if the Knicks get first rounded and they have home field advantage. I mean, come on now. This is they. Yes, they lost those players that you said last year. You know, I think Hardenstein was the biggest one because you see how well he's playing over in OKC. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's been that little baby hook shot that he gets like right in front of the free throw line. I love it. I mean, they should be doing that for New York right now. But I just don't see it. I mean, yes, the JB Biggerstaff has had that team energized. They're young. They're energized. They're going to be coming out, but they don't have. Well, I mean, I say this. I mean, the Knicks don't have, any like champion experience, as of late. Also, but I just can't see the Pistons coming out in 6. That means that they get
in 6.
That means that. So then you say that they're probably going to win. The Knicks aren't going to get a win on the road, and they're going to, and they'll probably.
Dude, that crowd in Detroit is going to be rocking. Like I already said, the Detroit basketball, it's going to be rocking, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be a vibe out there in Melton. I'm telling you, bro.
This would be the one that I would wager on. I just can't see that happening. If that happens, like I said, I would be so far off. Tom Thibodeau may get fired if they get first round.
Oh, he's gonna get fired for sure.
100%. If they get first rounded, he's gonna get fired. He's
out of there.
Yeah, and I hope not, because I love Tom Thibodeau. I like him. I like what he's done with that squad. He's brought that kind of that style of the old New York, back in the day. The defensive mindset and all that stuff. But like you said, they've been lacking on the defensive side,
grit,
not so much on the offensive side, but yeah, that grit, that toughness, just that they just let teams bully them a little bit, particularly Cleveland and Boston. I mean, there's been a couple games where they just let that slip, where they were up by 10, 15 points, and then they just let them come back. That will not happen to Detroit or to Detroit. Okay, that better not happen. It better not. I'm over here in Florida. I will go up to New York myself and yell at everybody in the Knicks organization if that happens. There's just no way. I can't.
All right, well, you heard it here, folks. This is a pretty serious one between me and Aaron, so it's on. But give me the Pistons. All right, let's move on.
Boy.
All right, let's move on to Lakers Timberwolves in the series that I'm pretty sure both of us will finally agree on. Lakers Wolves. Who do you have in the series? How many games?
Lakers. Not hard for me. Lakers. Obviously being a Lakers fan, that's the bias in me talking now. The non-bias, I still do have the Lakers, but the Timberwolves, they're. I love watching Anthony Edwards. I mean, he's just blossomed into the superstar that we see him now. Love his energy, love everything about him. But the Timberwolves have also went through some turmoil, just like how the Nuggets did. Firing their head coach. What was it? Maybe like a month.
Oh no, they kept their coach. They still have Chris Finch.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That was the Grizzlies. That was the Grizzlies fire their coach. I get confused.
The issue was they traded Cat. That was the issue.
Yeah. Well, obviously that too. Yeah, that was at the beginning of the season. But no. Love everything that the Timberwolves have been doing this season. Obviously with Ant and everything. But I don't think that they'll be able to contain Luka and LeBron. And Austin especially Luka, Austin Reed. Can we talk about AR for a second? I mean, how good has he been? I mean, he's just turned into this. I mean, he's turned into a superstar himself. I mean, he's definitely. You're gonna have to pay him or get something for him in value and something like that eventually. But I think that overall, I think the Lakers will be a bit too much for this Timberwolves series. Hopefully you agree with me on this and we don't have to debate this too much.
I mean, it's a walk in the park. Yeah, I definitely agree with you.
Yeah, I won't disrespect the Timberwolves and say that they'll get swept, but I do have, as Unc would say, Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5.
And I agree. I got the Lakers in 5 as well. I got him in 5 as well. Yeah, I think. Yeah, Anthony Edwards, like you said, he's a superstar. He's one of my favorite players to watch as well, and everyone calls him next Jordan. He has similarities to Michael Jordan, but at the end of the day, you still have teammates. And I think JJ Redick, with the way he does his defensive schemes, he's gonna double the hell out of him, and he's gonna have to give the ball up. And the X factor, if the Timberwolves want to have a chance to be in the series, Julius Randle has to show up. And I just don't think from his past history with the Knicks in the playoffs, he doesn't have a good resume of showing up in the playoffs, and he has to do it to help Ant out, because if not, who else really can he rely on to give him help? Rudy Gobert is not a scorer, and they have a lot of other guys that are okay and good role players, but they're not gonna really help Ant out. So it has to be Julius Randle. And like you said, with the Lakers' big three of LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reeves, they're just too much, and they have good defenders over there in Minnesota, but you can stop two guys, but one guy's still gonna go off. It's gonna be Reeves. It's gonna be Luka. It's gonna be LeBron. So the odds of stopping all three guys at once is very low. So yeah, the Lakers big three is balling, and like I said with Rudy Gobert, he's not gonna get the Lakers problems inside, because Lakers' weakness is their size inside, and Rudy, we know Rudy doesn't scare you at all in there. So Jackson Hayes should be able to hold his own, and the small ball lineup should be able to hold their own against Rudy. And yeah, and Randall, he's a good strong guy, but he's still relatively small for being a power forward. So I don't think they're gonna have issues there with his size as well. And yeah, I like the Lakers here. Lakers in 5, and yeah, it's gonna be relatively easy. Gentlemen sweep. I'll give Minnesota one game. They'll win a game on the road in Minnesota. That crowd over there is pretty lit. So I'll give them that game. But the Lakers having home court advantage for the first time since 2012, which is insane, because they should have had it obviously when they won the championship in 2020, but the stupid pandemic ruined it.
Yep.
And but yeah, and we finally have a well-rested LeBron James for the first time going to the playoffs in how long? Because every other year he gets banged up. He has a foot problem or something going on before he starts the playoffs. But this year he's going to be fully healthy going in, and Luka and him have a chemistry that's amazing. And they clicked right away, and they figured it out. And like you said, with Austin Reeves, he's turning into an all-star caliber player. And yeah, give me the Lakers in 5. Got him in 5.
Yeah, if Rudy Gobert has to step up at all and guard anybody in the perimeter, then it's just going to be. He's just going to whoever he's guarding out there, they'll probably just blow right by him. Now, he is lengthy. I won't say he's not a complete statue, but I mean, if they have to go and switch and he's guarding Luka, you can just chalk it. I mean,
Luka
you can forget about it.
Luka eats him up for breakfast. You saw what happened last year. He just toyed with Rudy. So
I mean, Luka is not an overly fast guy, but he's fast enough to go by Rudy Gobert if he has to, or hit him with the step back. I mean, he's gonna say, "Can I have this dance?" and he's just gonna dance him out of the gym. But I don't think the Lakers should. I don't think they should struggle too much with this one. I'm on this train too. Lakers in 5.
Yes, sir. All right, folks, we finally agree. See, we can agree on something.
We can agree on something finally.
All right, well, let's move on to some series that we should agree on as well. Relatively easy series, and we got the Memphis Grizzlies, who were able to survive and win their playing game last night against the Mavericks. By the way, poor Nico Harrison, he was getting heckled all night on social media, and I was one of them. But they were able to beat the Mavericks at home. And John Morant, he looked gimpy, but he's a dog. He's gonna find a way to play through it. And they got to play OKC, number 1 overall seed, with the guy who's going to be the MVP most likely, and SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And yeah, what do you think the Memphis has enough to challenge OKC enough, or you think OKC is going to win this pretty easy?
We'll get the brooms out for this one. I don't think.
Not even the gentlemen.
I don't think this one's not even going to be a challenge. I think for OKC, the Thunder are just too much, man. I mean, SGA, Lou Dort, Hardenstein, all those boys. I mean, it's just going to be too much for them to overcome with it. And John Morant is still obviously not 100%. I got them mixed up with the Timberwolves, and I apologize for that. They had the firing of their coach.
Yeah,
I believe it was about a month or so ago, maybe like a month and a half ago or whatever.
yeah. Taylor
Um,
Jenkins. Yep.
yeah, the firing him. I guess there was some uh, them the players just weren't gelling, and the front office just decided to get rid of Taylor Jenkins. So yeah, I think that I, I think this one will be over in four. I mean, maybe the Grizzlies can make game four competitive, and maybe they can take one on their home court, but I don't see I don't see this one going past 4 games. We'll get the brooms out for this one.
Yeah, like I'll say gentlemen's. I think the Grizz can get one game at home, at least one, because we saw that crowd in Memphis can be pretty lit, and the Grizz are still a pretty young team, and I think they're gonna feed off the crowd and get at least one. But yeah, I'm with you. It's gonna be relatively easy for OKC. They got way too much. They're the best defensive team in pretty much every category this year. And yeah, Shea is just too much, and I don't think Memphis has a guy to really contain them. Nobody really can contain them in the league,
Mm.
honestly. So it's like, so yeah, it's gonna be a wash, and yeah, yeah, we both agree we got OKC's gonna move on, and they're gonna be tested because everyone's still, even though they're the first overall seed, everyone's still saying they're young and they may not be the team to come out of the West.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they are young. They are young. They don't have too many veterans that are on that team, but they're just so well rounded everywhere that you look. I mean, it's the reason why they're. Did they have the number one record in the
Yes.
league? I believe they did. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not by accident. You don't just accidentally stumble upon that. They're just too good, and I just don't see that the Grizzlies will have enough to contain them. I believe game one. What is that? That's tomorrow night, right? So we'll have to
Yeah.
wait on. Yeah, that's tomorrow night. So on Sunday. So
Tomorrow
we'll wait
tomorrow morning, the
tomorrow
first game
morning.
at 10
Tomorrow
a.m.
morning.
Pacific.
Yeah, yeah, awesome. Get that one out the way. Early in the morning for everybody. So
Well,
that
the
they
games
can.
tomorrow aren't really that great anyway. It's pretty much three landslides, which we'll move on to now with the Celtics and the Orlando Magic. So another sweep. What are you saying here?
As much as I would love for Orlando to go out there and just somehow just to come out and beat the Boston Celtics, same thing. I don't see this. I would love to see Orlando at least get one. I mean, you got to give me one, hopeful, isn't it? But I don't think it's going to happen. Boston, they're just too good, too big, too fast, too strong. The Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown, have the obvious ones, but you still got Al Horford. I don't believe Porzingis is available, if I'm correct, or is he?
I think he will be like later in the series, but I think they're managing him
Yeah,
like day by day. And honestly,
yeah.
I don't really think they need him in this series.
Yeah, it's not
So
really
they'll
it's not
probably just
really
they'll
gonna
probably
matter.
just be precautionary and sit him out. So yeah,
Yeah,
we'll see. It depends on what they need him for. So yeah,
yeah. I mean,
if they really
they'll have
if they
they'll have
really are
more than enough.
challenged, which I don't think they are going to be.
No, no, they'll have more than enough. Now, I will say this: that Orlando's future is very bright.
It's
I mean,
bright.
if they they need like one or two pieces. I mean, I love. Oh my gosh, I was about to call him Greg Anthony. It's not Greg Anthony, Cole Anthony.
Cole
I was about to
Anthony.
call him his dad.
Yeah, his dad, yeah.
Love Cole Anthony, Benchero,
Franz Wagner
yes,
and Mo Wagner.
I hate mispronouncing people's names, so I'd rather almost not say it than to say it and be wrong. But yes, all those guys they have a very bright future. I think Benkero is going to be an absolute monster in this league.
Oh yeah, I saw him play live when we were over there for graduation. I saw him
Right.
play, and he's bigger than what you think. Like when I saw
Oh
him
yeah.
in person, I was like, dude, this guy's like a tank. Like he's
Oh yeah.
and he can move. So yeah,
Yeah,
he's gonna be he's just a future. He's already a superstar as it is, but he's gonna be one of the great ones for the next couple of years.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I mean, he's a tremendous talent. So I think maybe as early as next year, maybe 2 years from now, we'll see them. Orlando will be back, and I will be right there courtside seeing it. Maybe not courtside, but I'll be there. I'll be there.
Yeah.
But,
The Kia Center is pretty nice. When I was there, I was like, wow, this is a pretty lit place. Yeah.
I think overall, I think Boston will probably sweep this as well.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's gonna be. I'm not even gonna really gonna pay attention to the series. Honestly, it's a wash. Like the Celtics, there's no way they should lose the game in this series. Although Jalen Brown is a little dinged up with the knee, but but yeah, they just have too much for Orlando. Orlando is one of the worst offensive teams. They're a really good defensive team, but I just don't think they're going to score enough points. And the Celtics are going to put up points like crazy. So
Yeah.
I just don't think it's going to be a competitive series. So unfortunately, although I hate the Celtics and I'd love to see them lose, but I don't. It's not going to happen this series. So I'm not going to pay attention to it. Well, let's move on to another series that we probably think will be a wash too. Although we did have a surprising star show up last night.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the Cavaliers and the Miami Heat. So you think the Miami Heat have a chance to make this a competitive series, or you think it's another sweep?
No, not even going to be close. That's that'll probably be the biggest sweep out of all of them. But the Miami was looking decent, pretty good to play. Now, albeit they were going against the Atlanta Hawks last night. That was a great game. I don't know if you got a chance to watch that.
I checked a little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
It was a pretty entertaining game. But the only way that I could see Miami getting anything in this now, I do believe the Cavaliers are a little bit dinged up. I believe Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and Darius Garland are all a bit dinged up. I think they're all game time decisions. I don't see them being out, but I think that I think Cleveland will have more than enough to take down this young Jimmy Butlerless Miami Heat squad.
You're telling me.
Yep. Yeah, again another 4-0. I think we're predicting 3 4-0s.
Yeah,
which is a lot. It's a lot. I think that's a lot. Usually you only get like 1, maybe 2, but 3. I think the Cavaliers will handle this one pretty easily.
Well, actually, I'm predicting 2 4-0s. You're doing 3 because I'm giving Memphis a game.
Oh no! Oh, that's right. You did. Yeah. You're giving Memphis.
I'm being nice for Memphis, but the other 2,
sure.
I would like to be nice and do it, but I just can't do it. I just can't do it. So yeah, like I said, this is another sweep. Miami, they play hard. I love Eric Spoelstra. He's a great coach. I wish he could get more talent on that roster because he has the X's and O's genius to him, and he knows how to get the best out of his players. But yeah, Cavaliers are going to win the series pretty easy. And although Miami, like I said, they fought pretty hard in the 2 playing games, but yeah, it's a wash. It's going to be the Cavs, and hopefully we get what we're expecting. We get the Cavaliers and the Celtics in the conference finals because that would be amazing to watch. And I think Cleveland has a chance to win that series, especially with Jaylen Brown possibly being dinged up for the whole playoffs. We'll see about that, but yeah, it's we'll see. The Eastern Conference is not as loaded as the Western Conference. The Western Conference. I'm paying a lot of attention to that side of the NBA, and it should be pretty lit. So yeah,
I think we may see a couple of close series. I think we have a couple of game 7s. I see we have a couple sweeps as well, but I think overall this playoffs will be fairly competitive. I think especially when we get to the second round. A couple of these first round matchups, as we, the Pacers and Bucks games actually going on right now. Pacers are up 8-15.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I did say the Bucks are going to take this in 6. Hopefully I don't have to eat my words on that one.
Come on, Hallie, let's go.
We'll see, but no, it should be pretty competitive. We'll see how it all shapes up.
All right, well, everybody, be excited for the playoffs, and like I said, Aaron just said it right now. It's underway as it is right now. So let's get it on. And Aaron, I want to thank you so much for joining me.
No problem, man. It's great to be here.
Of course, bro.
This the West, this the West, the West Coast. This the West, the West, this the West, the West, the